Custodes tier ranking. A little bit late here. Time is it?
It's only
10 minutes late. So technical difficulties. Let's just say it again.
Hey, technical difficulties.
No, we're a little late today, but it's okay. We have a Custodes tier ranking today, which should be pretty good. Justin, you're a ITC champ with these guys. So what do you think?
I'm really hyped up. I see there's quite a lot of models here. I actually want to dive into this and tell you my thoughts on what's good and what's bad. Happy Friday, by the way. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Have a good weekend. If you're out here in Canada, there is a few tournaments going on, but let's get into this. Your boy.
My boy, Trajann, Mr. Trajann Valoris.
The guy that there was rumors, if you remember, months ago, there was rumors that he was going to be just taken out of the actual codex. Remember that?
Yeah.
People were like, they're just going to scrap him.
They tried. They tried really hard. They took away OBSEC for all infantry, and he did get a points increase, but he's still very important asset to Custodes' army. I honestly think you still need to keep him. Anything that's core, mainly importantly, would be the Vertus praetors, the bikes. They're very important to have. Just having that reroll 1 to hit and reroll 1 to wound. When you're always basically hitting on 2s, pretty much always wounding on 2s on those bikes, it's very important to have. He's himself a very good melee beat stick. Throw him into combat against something, or if he gets charged, he has that once per game thing that allows him to fight first, or just die when he fights.
Exactly.
So
I mean, he's in every list, or no?
Every list I see him. Every list.
I don't disagree with you at all. He's definitely a tournament standard. I don't know how you don't take him. He's broken.
Yeah. Best thing is he doesn't have a shield host, so he just joins anybody. If he feels like being solo watch, get some light armor. Emperor's Chosen, just wear gold.
Which is amazing because a lot of the armies we have been talking about, like Abaddon, he's only really effective with Black Legion. And it's like these really powerful characters, but him, it's just like throw him in anywhere you want. So absolutely tournament standard. Nobody's going to disagree with that. On to the next unit.
Custodes captain on foot. I wouldn't put him, he's not really seen as much because there are so many other better choices. You got the captain on a Dawn Eagle jet bike. You have, of course, Mr. Trajann there. You even have another character such as the Blade Champion. This guy is really, I don't think he's that good, honestly.
You don't?
No, because whatever he can do, you just pay a couple extra points for Trajann Valoris. It's going to be maybe 40, 50 points, but you're getting an exponentially better mileage out of it. I would not put him, he's maybe situational if you really do want that infantry blob having another source of rerolls. But I don't think he's really that good, even with his upgrades that he can give the captains.
And what about his points? Is he that far off from Trajann?
I only have the point cost from the Codex.
We do. I think, mean, if you're going to go with a captain, and wouldn't you go with, we'll get into him, but the one on a jet bike, right?
You always go for the one on a jet bike. Everybody takes them. He's just versatile, keeps up with your bikes. Murderers in combat.
So where do we have this guy? What do you think? I think he's a situational take, I guess, depending on points. Or would you say he's just an overall bad choice?
I either think he's situational. I'd say he's maybe bottom of situation. He's not the worst choice to take.
If you can't afford, well, you're saying you're always going to take a jet bike one, but
yeah, you're always going to have.
So what do you think? I say he's even a bad choice.
I think bad choice would be fair. So I just double checked the points. He's basically 100 points, while Trajann is 200.
So he's double, but
that extra 100 way better gives you rerolls to wound and a murder beat stick.
Yeah, you saw what he did in our stream, or when we played our bat rep, which will come out soon. The amount of rerolls you had with those units and those 5 guys, he makes 5 dudes shoot 10 times better. It's just crazy. So absolutely. Bad choice. I'm on board with that.
Yep, let's put him there.
All right, on to the next unit, still into the HQs.
So this is Terminator Captain, the Allarus Terminator Captain
Allarus
for
Terminator.
Custodes.
Once
again, he falls in the same situation of
on
this
foot.
Guy on foot. He is a little bit tankier with, I believe, 1 extra wound, and he has innate built-in deep strike. But you don't really need that. He's a captain there. If you are planning to take him, I'm assuming you're going to be taking a list where it's built around Allarus.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's more of situational, to be fair.
Wasn't there a strat with him, deep striking him in a banner that was, you were talking about in the Custodian strats?
Mm-hmm.
Was that him that did that?
No, the banner was a completely different thing.
He doesn't go with it, right? Remember, like they were giving him like the he was deep striking it with the banner and then getting a relic. There was something with him with a relic.
I did have a strat from the Codex. There's a relic that basically has like auto hitting shots.
That's the one, yeah.
That's still viable. Like deep strike him in.
Yeah.
But with how CP works now,
just take out a unit in the back, like somewhere.
It's just with command points being such a resource now, it's a bit difficult for me to justify taking a character just to do that.
I agree. Bottom of situational, top of bad?
I'd say he's in situational.
Yeah.
Like, we'll keep adding more to it.
So, for now, he's situational.
Yeah.
For now, he's top of situational because there's no other choice. And we were talking about the captain on a Dawn Eagle jet bike.
He's up there.
He's got to be tournament standard, right? Like, he's got the speed. Mm-hmm. You put him with your bikes, especially since bikes are so good now. I don't see how you don't have him in tournament standard. Every list I see has him in there at the top. Some people are going to argue that he's just strong, but my opinion is he's tournament standard.
All the lists I've seen, he's in there. Put him up there.
All right. He's not ahead of... We're going to keep Trajann up there? Or?
I think he's way above Trajann, honestly.
You think he's above Trajann?
He's more versatile.
Versatile,
he can do much more. He does more damage than Trajann. He's faster than Trajann.
I agree. Okay. He's ahead of Trajann.
There's like so many different upgrades you can give him. Like Captain Commander allows him to, when he charges.
Yeah.
I think you've seen it.
Yeah.
I get to reroll hit rolls of 1, reroll wound rolls of 1 on a character which hits and wounds things on 2s no matter what.
I know.
Just blends everything.
It was really funny. Was it him that was stuck with my Banshees for like 3 turns or no?
No, that was just a regular guy.
Okay, because that was really funny.
He ended up, I don't remember. I think he got Wraith Sworded.
Oh yes, he got a bunch of shuriken and then the what's it called? Knight came in there to finish you off.
1 wound left on him. He survived for so long.
He's definitely a tournament standard. And here's a melee blender. Next unit.
The Blade Champion.
Blade Champion.
I talked about him a lot about Solar Watch, in which you can get some pretty insane, like +2 inches to charge for him, and as well as for like the people around him when they charge something also. Cheap. He's a very cheap HQ choice. Unfortunately, though, that's all he really is. He just goes in and kills. And Custodians are very good at that anyways.
Yeah.
I don't really think you want him aside from just a very good cruise missile for the points. That's
what he is. He's like just like a... he's like... I wouldn't even say he's a glass cannon. You just like throw him in there. You know he's going to get killed, but he's going to take a lot of people down with him. I like him. Like, I want to say he's still strong, but what's the points on him?
From the Codex itself, I believe he's like 95 points.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all for what he can do.
But the only thing is, Custodes can, from the list I see, they're a very easy to transition from like long range to mid range to short range.
Yeah.
This character himself, he's only going to be there for the short range area. He doesn't even have any ranged weapons. So he is not going to synergize as well for like the first 2 or 3 turns.
Yeah.
It's only for turn 4 and turn 5 when like they're in close combat, then he gets in there. But even then, the Dawn Eagle Jetbike captain or Trajann Valoris or any other captain that you build up can do something that's not as good, but just enough for you to, take out your opponents.
So where do you have him?
I'd say he's a situational take.
Yeah, I agree with that actually. We'll put him ahead of the captain since.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's move on. I've seen him in a few lists.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have seen him in a few lists.
Wow.
I don't agree with it, but he is taken in tournaments. What do you think?
This is Valerian.
Yeah.
He's just a regular captain on foot.
Yep.
He has he can only be wounded on a 4+, and I believe it's like once per battle round or something, he gets a free reroll.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check.
It doesn't count as like a CP reroll or anything, and he has a built-in transhuman, which is nice. He's a beat stick for sure. But look at the HQ choices we're looking at here. It's like Dawn Eagle Jetbike, you got the speed, you got everything that Trajann brings you. At best, he's going to be like I think, bottom of strong, more situational. But people do take him. I have seen lists with him, yeah. What do you think?
Doesn't really add much, though, honestly. Like, he's tanky and all, but...
He's tanky, yeah.
Custodians are toughness 5.
They're the whole army. You're a walking tank.
And that once per battle round reroll, I'm just looking at it. I think it only applies to himself.
Is it?
Yeah, made for this model.
Leave it here. Can you see that? It's only for him, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, he is a great... I don't know. What do you think? I'll leave this to you. You're the Custodes...
I think he's either situational. I don't think he's strong, to be fair. Like
I would agree with like a situational.
I think he's somewhere situational.
Unless you want to, like, are people saying he's a bad choice?
In terms of points cost, though, like best thing to do would be comparing to the
let's see his points.
Foot captain. Valerian's 130 compared to the 105 of a shield captain. So 30 points more, you get transhuman on all the time and a free reroll if you get into combat. Like, I guess he probably is better than the shield captain on foot.
Yeah.
So it's either he's going to be like above him or in situational somewhere. Like, I don't really see him anywhere, and I don't really see his purpose, to be fair.
True.
So, like, unless we want to flip a coin and decide, but I think he's like...
I'm good with situational. Let's put him at the bottom of situational.
I'd be more tough on that, but honestly...
Really? Where would you put him?
Honestly, bad. Like,
you want to put him in bad?
He's not... What situation will you be using him? That's the thing. That you wouldn't be using like someone else.
That's the thing. Like I said, there's other better choices there that would overshadow him. So
honestly, final answer. Just leave it at that.
Okay, final answer. Bad choice.
I think he's better than the shield captain for sure. Yeah, in terms of point cost, yeah, he would. I would say he's not that good. Honestly.
Bad choice.
I think he's just like he's above the shield captain for sure.
So let's put him over here. Bad choice. All right, I'm good with that. You're not going to see him very often.
No.
It's going to be very rare, but I've seen him a few times, but yep. Here we go.
This is Alea, the named Knight-centura. I tried to make her work, as you saw from the bat rep we had, the first one.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty good.
Yeah.
She has the always, for 25 more points, she's a little bit better in terms of stats, and also has, when she dies, if she didn't fight, she gets a fight.
Let me see the points over there on these. Yeah.
But in terms of usefulness, I think she's not that good compared to a Knight-centura. You can't really customize her. You're losing out on 25 points for something that's a very redundant ability. I think she is, she's Valerian's buddy, right? Best friend, so.
Yeah, like I said, very situational, like below situational. I don't think for what Custodians do, you're just not going to use her very often. You're going to take the better choice, which is Knight-centura. Exactly. 55 points. You can add 5 extra points if you want to upgrade her, which I don't see why. But there's also warlord traits. One of the really useful ones is Silent Judge. She basically gives her a 3-inch ability that takes away OBSEC. Yep. Which would be pretty good. So I honestly think she's not that good. Depending on where we put the Knight-centura, she's like below Knight-centura no matter what. All right, so let's say... put her with the buddy. Let's put her right here in the middle. She's a bad choice. Yep. I agree with that. And moving on to another Sister of Silence character. The Knight-centura, this is the character I was talking about. I'd say she's situational. Because you can kid her out. Actually, no, even then, she's might be strong. You think so? I've seen a couple lists. If you protect her well enough and you keep her around the middle of objectives, you can, and she has Silent Judge, as I said before, take away OBSEC, you're going to be having Custodes models on that middle objective. Count as 2 models. You're going to hold that middle objective, take it away from your opponent. Yeah. I think she is, you're going to have to spend CP on it, but she is either top of situational or strong. You think so? The only thing that might make her a bit weak is, with the way Bodyguard works for Custodes, they have very few bodies. So you're going to need to keep your men at around 5. The Custodes ability for body blocking or Bodyguard, it only affects other Custodes models. It doesn't affect, I believe, the Sisters of Silence. Yeah, I mean, they're cheap HQs. That's like one thing that goes in their favor. But again, like you're saying, where are you going to be using these? I think she's either top of situational or near bottom of strong. You put her ahead of the Blade Champion? She has, like once again, she can take away OBSEC. It's a 3-inch aura. Here. I know.
Loses OBSEC for 3 inches. That is very useful.
So you're saying take a unit of sisters with her and just like go screw over another unit somewhere?
Or just take her by herself.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful that the Custodes body blocking ability, which counts as 2 models for every model, only works for Custodes. So she needs like a 5-man squad to like protect her.
So top is situational. That's pretty strong. Taking away OBSEC now, the way the game's played is pretty strong. I can see her on top of situational for sure. Yeah. I have her somewhere maybe bottom or even the top of bad choice because there's just so many better HQs.
I've seen a couple of lists where they take these guys.
Yeah.
Like just 1 Knight-centura running around with Silent Judge.
That's pretty good actually.
Taking away OBSEC.
I actually like that. Yeah, the taking away OBSEC is definitely.
You know how good it is.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like you have your Eldar who can give OBSEC, and you realize your value.
Hold on a second, that was a waste.
Your value of your Dire Avengers or your bikes just goes up exponentially.
It's just it's huge.
All right.
Okay, so I'll put her in there, top situational. Now into the troops.
Oh yeah, my boys.
Are we into the troops yet?
Yeah, we're in the troops.
Here. Just want to see some. Let's go. What do you think? These, standard now. Anthony's here. What's up?
One question someone asked.
Yeah.
2-star collecting boxes, is it a good army start?
Yeah.
There's 2-star collecting? Yeah, there's a lot of. What's in that again? I don't even remember.
So 10 Sisters of Silence.
Yeah.
You can kit them however you want. A box of the bikes, the Vertus praetors.
So 3 of those, yeah.
5-man squad of Custodian Guard. And I think that's it. It's still a good value.
No character?
The way that the kits work is you can turn one of your bikes into a character, but you're gonna be stuck with 2 guys.
Okay.
You can convert your 5-man squad of Custodian Guard to become a 4-man with a captain.
Okay.
And then your 10-man sister squad, you can do whatever you want with them.
So yeah, just the bikes alone and that's a pretty good deal, I would say. And you would save money, right? Because it's the box set. So yeah, I would say that's a pretty good deal. If there's 6 bikes alone, I would do it.
No, it's only 3 bikes.
No, but if you get 2, he's saying 2 box sets, yeah. That'd be nice, because you need the bikes. That's automatic.
Pro tip, the best weapon right now, the meta of course will change, is always going to be the salvo launcher. Getting that out with Salvis, you're going to have 20-inch missiles, keep them beside Trajann. You're hitting on 2s, wounding mill stings on 2s, with a reroll of 1s for each of them. Yeah, enjoy melting heavy infantry, enjoy killing vehicles. It'll be a good time.
Thanks for the question. Okay, let's talk about the Custodian Guard. What do you think?
They're going to be strong.
You would think so, right? Like, who else are you going to take? Their OBSEC. Custodians lost OBSECs on their bikes.
They never had OBSEC.
Oh, I'm sorry, not on the bikes, on the...
all infantry.
The infantry, yeah.
So the reason why I don't put them in tournament standard, there is another unit, albeit it's Forge World, of other Custodian Guard. They're much better than these guys.
Yeah.
These guys here, I would always at least take 1 squad of them in a man of 3, all with Presidium shields. They're going to be very tanky.
Yeah.
With the shields, they're going to have a 1+ save, and if you're in cover, a 0 save.
Yes.
So you're going to need at least AP -3 to make them into a 3-up save.
Yeah.
So you want to march these guys up in the midfield, bully something off an objective.
Yep.
As you saw also, like where there's an objective in the middle of nowhere, I don't care what you throw at me. These guys are going to tank it and just laugh.
So the losing OBSEC, I totally blanked on that, but yeah, no OBSEC. So that sister is so much more important now. That is actually huge to take a unit that can remove OBSEC somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I said if you want to put the CP in, I'd say she becomes a very strong choice.
Yeah, that is a really good choice now that I'm thinking of it. But so these guys are going to say that they're strong choice, obviously.
The spear variant is a middle of the road compared to for the Sagittarum.
Yeah.
And the shields. So that's why I always pay the 5 extra points to do the sword and the shield.
Yeah. Agreed. And then the next ones you don't see very often.
The Sisters of Silent.
Sisters of Silent, the prosecutors, yes. Cheap unit. You can throw in the back on an objective, screen. You can just screen the backfield with them. But you see them. You just don't see. They're not used in the same way. Like you're gonna waste points to do that with Custodes. Or would you waste points to do that to screen out your backfield with prosecutors?
Before I would consider doing that with the prosecutors. But with
Points are-
OBSEC being taken away, and it's more important now for Custodians than ever to bully people off the objectives.
Yeah.
Rather than caring about OBSEC and just sitting there OBSECing your opponent, you gotta legit take more points and resources into bikes, into heavy hitters to just bully your opponent off.
I agree.
Even then, with these models, the next unit that we're gonna talk about, the Sagittarum, do their job
a lot better. So bad choice?
I'd say situational, honestly.
Really?
They still have their use. They're OBSEC, right? They're 60 points for 5
Yeah,
models.
the OBSEC is huge.
And the thing with Sisters, they have an 18-inch aura of -1 to casts for you and your opponent. If you're running an army with no psychers, it's going to be a headache for your opponent.
Yeah.
So if I took some against your Eldar,
It would have been annoying, for sure. But these guys were even more annoying against my Eldar, especially with Trajann. And talk about these the wardens.
no, these aren't the wardens.
These are the
Sagittarum.
Sagittarum. That's right.
The big Forge World guys, 36-inch bolters, strength 5, AP -1, 2 damage. These guys, I think, are going to be like tournament standard. Every single list I see has them. You don't see as many Custodian Guard because you see these guys all the time. Sit them on the backfield objective, have a Vexilus Praetor around them with the banner that takes away light cover and heavy cover from your opponent. These guys are AP -1 still, even with Armor of Contempt as a thing.
Yeah.
A Space Marine fails a 3-up save, pop, 2 damage.
Gone.
They have a lot of shots as well.
Yeah, the 2 damage is beautiful. And like, they have 4 shots each?
3 shots.
3 shots. And range is 24?
36.
Wow, yeah, these guys are going to be standards.
They have a secondary profile because it's a combi weapon that is strength 5, AP -3, 3 damage.
Yeah.
But it's only
Hitting
18
on
inches.
2s. You Trajann near, you're re-rolling to hit and wound. Yeah, they're going to be standards.
You've seen how strong these guys are.
Oh yeah, they're annoying. Very annoying. They shredded a lot of Eldar. And it was like 5-man units. They weren't even big units.
No, these were 3-man units.
They were 3-man units.
Only 3-man units.
Oh my God. That was a lot of firepower, but you did have a lot of rerolls with Trajann.
Yeah.
And they're hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s most of the time because, they're strength 4, right?
5.
Wow. Yeah, tournament standard.
And I'll tell you this, they're pretty good melee too. They have the knives. The Misericordias, I call them the Space Shanks.
Points though.
No, these are for the free.
Okay.
They're free. They come
No,
with
points for the unit.
50.
50 for 3?
No, 50 per model.
That's a lot, but still.
There's Custodians.
Yeah.
My basic sword and board guys are 50 points as well.
I know. Are they 50? I was going to ask.
Yeah,
These guys are 50? Yeah, so absolutely.
The spear variants, which is the middle ground between...
A good mix of them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want a mix of them?
I don't think so.
Why?
There's a stratagem for the sword and boards.
Yeah.
That if they're in melee combat, your opponent's -1 to hit. So if you get into melee with something that's, like, for example, Terminators or something that's really strong...
-1?
-1.
But, so you're saying like there's no need for these guys anymore then? There's just like a strong take, but you'd rather have the firepower.
Rather have the firepower and the tankiness of them.
Yeah.
While these guys with the sword and board are super tanky.
They're very tanky.
Like I always take 1 squad of the sword and boards.
4-up invuln.
And 3 squads of the Sagittarum.
Yeah.
You're gonna obliterate everything on the objectives, and your sword and boards will just march on there, sit there camping.
And you can only take a 3-man unit?
It can go up to I believe 10 men.
Of the Sagittarum?
Yeah.
Wow.
But by then
That's very expensive though.
It's gonna be expensive.
Really expensive. Maybe a 5-man unit, and that could be devastating, a 5-man unit of Sagittarum.
Or you just keep taking more.
Yeah. Either way, tournament standard.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. They were annoying against my Eldar. Okay. These are the wardens. Are those the wardens?
Yep, those are the wardens.
Those are the wardens. What do you think?
Not that good.
No, I think they're like bottom of situational. You just have better choices, and like with the Sagittarum being so good, they're just like they're good in close combat. They're gonna chop things up, but they're more expensive.
5 more points.
5 more points, and you can just take Custodian Guard to do the same thing, right? If you want to chop people up in close combat. Are they that much better in close combat?
They have 1 extra attack each model, and they also can take Castellan axes, which are not that good now because there's only 2 damage and it's less AP. What shines above the Custodian Guard is they have a 6-up Feel No Pain, and they used to have Bodyguard, but now that Bodyguard is just Lookout Sir, their usefulness dropped a lot.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I would say
Sagittarum cap out at
5.
5. Yeah, I was going to
okay.
say that would be a lot of points for 10.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Who wrote that?
5. Mikuzachi?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Thanks for the update.
I think these guys are not that good. I don't even know if they're situational, to be fair, because they are. The elite slots is also very.
I'm good with a bad choice for these guys.
Put them.
Top, middle.
I'd say they're better than Valerian, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. Remember, these are elites. Elite slots for custodians is also pretty packed.
True. You have them at the top of bad?
Yeah, I'd say they're
Okay.
like not that worse, not that bad.
All right. So, on to. These guys have to be useful.
Allarus Terminators.
Come on.
This is more going to be of you want your list to be based around this. If you're
Yeah.
taking Allarus Terminators, your list is going to be based around that.
Terminators, yeah.
It's going to be a lot less flexible because it's just going to be based around getting these guys into combat,
Yep.
deep striking them in.
The deep strike's huge.
The only thing I really don't see their use now that OBSEC is gone for them.
Deep strike. Deep strike. You can still.
What do
You can
do
just nuke something in a corner that you need gone, or you just put them where. It just to have that versatility of like being able to go anywhere you need to in the second or third turn is really important, especially at the speed that you're moving at. But if you have a lot of bikes, it might not be a big issue.
That's where I'm getting at. If you're planning to do lots of bikes, which is most custodians lists,
Yep.
or even the grav-tanks, these guys are not really shining too well.
But if you had that walking bunker that you were talking about earlier in the year, they maybe would have been a better choice. But now with the bike spam and stuff, like, yeah, you don't need them.
With these guys losing OBSEC, before you could keep one model on an objective, he's OBSEC, and you can just laugh off whatever you want.
Situational, they're still good.
I think they're situational. They're not, you can build a list around them. They're somewhat flexible at deep strike.
I agree. We'll put them in like bottom-ish of situational. They are still useful. It's just like, are you going to play Custodes that way anymore? When they don't have OBSEC, they don't have any of that anymore. I agree with you. I see where you're coming from, Justin.
Yes. So, these guys are more Terminators. The Forge World ones. I don't remember the name. If someone can maybe like...
We have a Custodes player here today.
Yeah, that's me.
Another Justin's here today. Our buddy Justin. Justin, the other, we have the other Allarus custodians.
They're called Aaquilon Terminators.
Aaquilon, that's right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. What do you think of them, by the way, while you're here?
They look good, but
Not that good?
they look good.
So, if that were the
They
case...
look good.
Yeah, they're...
Points.
They're more expensive than the Allarus.
Yeah.
And to even make them be good with the weapons that... I think they have a 3 damage weapon. You're going to have to pay like another 10 or 15 points.
Yeah, and their points are
I'll
like
double check
crazy.
right now.
I honestly, looking at their points, and like we were saying, not OBSEC. Yeah, okay, you're gonna have some good weapons, but like, what are you doing with these guys really? What's your objective with having these guys on the board? I don't think they're even situational. I just think they're a bad choice.
They just look good.
They just look good, exactly. They're not don't take. Like, you could probably find use for them. The Terminators. I'm gonna put them at the bottom of bad, unless you disagree.
I honestly think that as long as they're below the Allarus, I even think they're like don't take. They're just so expensive
Really?
what they do. You're gonna notice like some of the Forge World units are gonna be just not that good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. Let's go into the your banner boys here.
The Vexilus.
The
Praetors.
Vexilus. So which one is this first one? You're the expert here. Which
This
one?
is the Vexilla Praetor on foot, just with
Okay.
the regular Custodes armor.
Yeah, and they have some options which you can take, like you can take the Defensor or the Imperialis. I mean, are people still taking this guy?
They're always taking them.
Yeah.
These banners are crucial for
See
survival.
them everywhere.
And then when you get the relic, the Fulgurus something aggressor, that's what takes away a lot of stuff from your opponent. Takes away light cover and heavy cover. So keep them around your Sagittarum, keep them around your gunline that has core. You're gonna melt things.
And you hit them all game. Like when you play me, you just like hide them behind everything, behind terrain. Your units are blocking him, and he's there all game, and he's annoying.
6 inches, enough to hide behind a building. Sagittarum in the front, just shooting, getting rerolls from Trajann.
Yep.
That is a deadly combination.
It's huge, yeah.
And then combo that with bikes. Those bikes, which are typically hard to hide, get a -1 cover because you're doing the Imperialis. Oh, sorry, not Imperialis, Magnifica. There's just so many good things with this banner.
I have him as strong, unless you think anything else.
He's strong. He is definitely a strong take.
Like, I think I have him actually. I think I have him ahead. We're going to put him ahead of these guys.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Simply because you are always going to take a Vexilla, but you might not always take the Custodian guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're making a competitive list, you typically either want more Sagittarum or maybe some sisters in the back just to deep strike deny.
Agreed. Moving on to the next Vexilla.
He's just the dude in Allarus Terminator armor. So you're paying extra points for him to teleport on the field.
And this is the guy you were doing things with, teleporting with the shenanigans. Do you pay the extra points to have him in Terminator armor?
Before I would, but now with CP changes, there used to be a really cool. There is a cool relic where
there's things you can do with him. Yeah.
You take the Vexilla Imperialis, giving +1 attack to Custodian models around him.
Yep.
He can teleport into combat.
Yep.
And then basically give a unit that's fighting +1 attack to every single model.
You're just like, we're stronger now.
I'd say keep the points, put him in situational. He's not as good as the guy on foot.
They're both on foot.
Oh, sorry, the guy in regular armor. I don't want to pay the extra points for Terminator armor.
Let's put him in top of situational. He's still very good. Just why are we paying that? Why are we're paying the premium to have him in Terminator armor? Not really needed. Yes, you get to deep strike him and do what Justin said. You can be a lot more, tricky with him, but you have bikes. You don't need to do that anymore. You have very strong bikes that have 5 wounds apiece that can just shred anything they go in contact with. So let's put them at top of situational. I'm good with that. Now, these guys, these are some of my favorite Dreadnoughts. First of all, I'd just like to say, like, they look amazing on the board. They're bigger than the Dreadnoughts you have out there, and they just look menacing, but how good are they?
All right, let's start with the nitty-gritty, the elephant in the room, or the Telemon in the room.
Telemon.
This big chunky boy, a lot of points, very big footprint and profile. I don't think he is that good.
The Telemon.
If you're planning to take him, it's going to be you're basing your list around taking Telemons.
Can I just guess where he is from all the chatter I hear from like Chaos from Custodes players?
He's bad.
He's bad. Yeah.
He's bad.
Let's put him like up here. I think let's put him there.
He's too slow. He's too big. He degrades even with
expensive.
Toughness 8 with 4+ invuln.
He's really expensive looking at his points, damn.
Yeah, I don't think he's good. Next.
Yep, let's go into the, you love him, the Sword and Board Dreadnought. I see you bring like 2 of them sometimes.
I used to take them, but I think the spear eventually got to me.
Yeah.
I do want to put him maybe in situational. He has a 4+ invuln, which the other Dread that we're going to talk about does not have, but his attacks are much weaker. Rather than D3+3, they're just flat 3 damage. I'd say he's situational. He's good for clearing chaff and hordes and elite infantry.
Yeah, I was going to say, you play Solar Watch a lot. Can't you like move him very far?
Yeah, he can move fast.
Yeah.
But that means you're taking Solar Watch.
Taking Solar Watch. Well, for Solar Watch, he's a lot better, I think. He's just faster. You can get him in combat right away, and it's just like, he's tough. Yeah. I would say situational. Top of situational, or where do you have him?
I'd say he's there.
I think he's strong. Like, honestly, I think he's like bottom of strong. I think he's used. Like, look at his points. It's
170, I guess, but
I would say, I say bottom of strong, unless if I will give Justin the tiebreaker. Man, Justin, the Sword and Board Dreadnought, where do you have him? Strong or situational? What would we're in between here. What would your opinion be?
I'd say situational. There are other
really
that I would use instead of him.
Okay, let's put him here because I have him as strong. I don't think he's
maybe top of situational. Better than the banner. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we already got this guy here.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
You want to come on and say hi?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. If that's where he's gonna be.
Police are still looking for me. I don't want my face on camera.
Don't make those jokes, bro. Oh,
Spear Dread.
He's just joking, guys. Spear Dread.
This one is the Achilles.
This is your
Dreadnought.
guy, yeah.
This one here is going to be very top.
Really?
I take 2 of them.
He's good, yeah.
Deceptively, he looks squishier with a 5+ invuln only. But -1 damage and the 6-up feel no pain.
Yeah.
He can take a lot of shots.
Okay.
And he does so much damage. One thing that I do want to say that whenever you get D3+3 damage on a weapon, especially whether it's ranged or melee, that's amazing. Like that is probably one of the best weapon profiles for me, in my opinion, in this game right now. It's like easy to find right now. It's not as hard as like D6+2 or D6+4.
Yep.
Like a lot of stuff is D3+3. Enough to kill crisis suits, enough to kill, you know, toughness 3-wound Dreadnought, 3-wound Terminators, even like your Death Guard with -1 damage.
Yep.
Just dead.
Yeah, he's strong. I was expecting top is strong, but yeah, tournament standard, you see him everywhere.
I run
see
too.
him everywhere. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. To the next unit.
Who's this one?
That is, who is that?
I do not know. Is that another Knights? Oh, that's the sword dudes, the Vigilators.
Yeah, exactly. Vigilators, very cheap. Hitting on 3s. 2 damage, they're pretty good. What are you using them for though? And they're elite, they take up an elite slot.
Your whole army is a bunch of big giant golden dudes with swords.
You're not gonna bring these guys. I don't see what they're used for. I'm just trying to think why I don't see them, first of all. You never see these in lists. And I'm trying to see what you would use them as in a fun game even. OPSEC?
They don't have OPSEC.
They don't even have OPSEC.
The only thing I can see them is just a fun unit. Hey, Anthony.
What guns do you put on the Spear Dread?
Spear Dread has a giant laser cannon on it. I think it's heavy 2, strength 8, AP minus. It's either 2 or 3 flat damage.
Bad choice for these guys.
That's it. You can't really take, there's not much else you can take on those guys.
And if they're Solar Watch, they're very scary because they're so fast.
Yes.
And I've suffered a lot in tournaments against them. They are bad. Yeah, so let's put these guys, the Vigilators?
Yeah, bad choice.
And bad choice. Bottom of bad right now. It's losing. They're losing. Now, my favorite unit.
You mean my favorite unit?
Everybody's favorite unit.
The bikes.
I have them in tournament standard because you see them in every list. So how can you not have them in tournament standard? But a lot of people say they're just a strong choice or you don't have to take them and there's other ways to play. But then again, you go to a tournament and you don't see a list without them.
I think at TGX we saw at least, including me, probably like 4 or 5 Custodians lists with bikes.
Oh yeah, like multiple units of bikes. Yeah, I think they're strong. Like I think their top is strong minimum. Their points, yeah, they're expensive, but everything Custodians is expensive. We can't even have that conversation anymore. What do you think? Tournament standard is not off the table here.
I think they're for me, in my opinion, tournament standard.
For me as well,
so useful.
The speed and
what else is there to take though?
Well, people they just want the OPSEC, right? So they're going with
Sagittarum,
but OPSEC is huge in 9th edition. So, but bikes just clear things off. Like you said, you can just bully people off objective. So it doesn't really matter. I don't have OPSEC. You're not going to be alive here, so it doesn't matter. So bikes, the amount of shots you get with those Hurricane Bolters, is it the Hurricane Bolters they have on them?
I prefer to take the Salvo Launchers. Which just melt anything that's character heavy, single models, like elites.
Or you can take what else on them?
Hurricane Bolters.
So either way, you're doing a lot of damage. You can clear chaff or you can do a lot of damage to characters, like you said. They're good in close combat. They move really quickly. They're tanky as hell. And I think, what do you say? I say strong choice. I think tournament standard.
I have a bias, tournament standard or bust.
Where do you think? Above Sagittarum or below?
I'd say it's behind the Dreadnought.
Yeah?
Okay. The thing with the Dreadnought is, I see more lists, even with the lists that don't take the bikes, they take the Dreadnoughts.
The Dreadnoughts, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Moving on to the Forge World. You guys like to make a lot of jokes about these guys having, I'll let you guys make the jokes.
Yeah. They have limousines. They're just big and show-offy. Not as good. They are.
Yeah, you don't see these.
I think they're just a bad choice.
Bad choice, just like derpy.
They're just a fun unit.
They're nice though. I like them. They look nice. Even the stuff that's not good for Custodes, it's so nice. Like you still want to buy them just to paint them and have them, but right now, yeah, Forge World's got to start updating these models, I guess. And we do have a tournament coming up, TGO. A lot of people are showing me these models, and they're like, "Can we bring these Forge World models and use them with like the GW bikes stats?" And I said, "Well, you really can't because they're not the same build, right? Yeah, it's not. If you're playing WYSIWYG, you can't. But they are nice. People like those bikes. Some people like those bikes over those ones. But yeah, do not take these in a competitive match." Let's go to the next one.
Witchseekers, the one with the flamers. I think they're going to be much better than, say, the Vigilators.
Okay.
They will be in situational. Some missions will have I think one of the missions has an objective in the no man's land. You need to control it to get your CP.
Yeah.
It's important to have a unit in any codex that can actually do that.
Yeah.
Like forward deploy or get a free move. I think they're in situational. I want to try to make these units work as well.
Yeah.
And just being able to have that. No other unit in the codex really has that ability.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, yeah, the forward deploying is like huge, especially for Custodes, because what else are you doing that with? And yeah, they can hit pretty hard.
Flamers.
Like flamers, you can wipe some things out, chaff, and because you don't have a lot of that, right? You don't have a lot of let's kill hordes of stuff. It's just like, let's get in combat and I'll get you off. I'm going to sit on this objective and this one. You're kind of like a nerfed version of Necrons for tankiness.
For what, like Custodians themselves, or?
Just in general, like the way you want to play style right now, Custodians just sit on stuff. You just want to sit in one spot and not move, right?
Wait for your opponent to come up to you.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're using your bikes as just for long range shooting, and then once your opponent starts moving to the midfield, your bikes can pounce, and your infantry can start moving up as well. When you get into melee combat with most things, Custodes will just demolish.
So, yeah, where do you have these guys?
I think they're somewhere in situational.
Okay, you tell me, because I don't see these very often at all. I want to say like bottom beside the other ones.
Yeah, I'd say beside there. Like they can work. It's just that they take up a fast attack slot as well. Which if you want more bikes or if you want the grav-tank, which we'll talk about in a sec, it's difficult. This
is another unit you do see, just not very often.
Venatari Custodians. They're one of the jetpacks.
The jump packs. Where do you have them?
I don't see a purpose for them.
At all?
They can deep strike for sure.
Yeah.
Terminators can deep strike as well, and they almost have a similar point cost.
Yeah.
The difference is this one's faster, while Terminators are more tanky.
Yep.
But why do you need to take these guys right now in the first place?
You really don't.
They're expensive. If you want a unit that can do like Nephilim or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Too expensive for that, and Custodes typically don't even want to bother with that. It's just too expensive for like the
you could take better secondaries. Bad choice or
bad choice.
Yeah, bad choice.
They're salvageable. They're like you could work around it.
When you say middle of bad, I don't think they're like the bottom of bad. I'd say they're better than like these
beside
guys.
there.
Yeah.
You see, Forge World is lots of Forge World there.
Lots of the Forge World. This is a Forge World hangout zone.
All right.
This one's
gonna break the.
We have one right here, I think.
We don't.
No, that's not it. We'll bring that on when we do get to it. Okay.
It's got a nasty gun. I'll tell you this, it has a nasty gun.
It does have a nasty gun.
It also has fly. It's 95 points for what it's worth. It takes a fast attack slot, which is gonna be like you gotta choose between bikes and you gotta choose between this.
The points are
it's 95 points per model, which is very nice.
Really?
It's got a little bolter on the bottom and the Arachnus cannon or something?
Yeah.
2 shots, strength like 8, AP minus like 2 or 3, 3 damage flat.
I think it's a bad choice.
I think it's decent.
Really?
It's fast. I think maybe situational somewhere.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff that Custodes has is fast now.
Yeah.
Like it's a vehicle that's fast.
That's
it can
fine.
move around.
I'll agree with that. The Venerable Land Raider. No?
Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that.
I honestly think it's not even a take.
No.
You see people play with them for fun.
That's the thing, for fun.
For fun, but for ITC list,
No,
definitely don't even bother with it. It's not worth it. Not worth the points.
Remember,
It's useless.
for Custodes, they don't get armor contempt even on their dreadnought and their dreadnoughts, on their land raiders, nor on the rhinos. So you're still gonna only get a 2-up or 3-up save, and it's gonna start being melted. Not a good idea.
Now this grav-tank, I see lists built around these.
The Caladius.
Yeah.
It's good.
What do you think? I've seen people take 2 of these.
It is the so remember how I was saying like it's either you take bikes or you take something else, right?
Something else, yeah.
This is basically the other option that you want to take. I think it has a longer range weapon that's very similar to the missiles of the bikes. So you're playing a lot safer at 48-inch range, shooting across the table.
Yep.
D3 plus 3 damage on the gun, which is phenomenal. 2 shots. Almost a very similar point cost too.
Yeah.
The only thing is this is a 3-up save with a 5+ invuln. Bikes are 2-up with 4-up.
Yep.
But I think they are fast as well, and they can do a lot. I think they are, if you build a list properly, substituting the bikes with these tanks, you're going to have a very similar result. Not as good as melee, though.
Top is strong?
I think it's going to be there.
Yeah. These guys this is really strong. Like some people would even say tournament. Not standard, but they you would put it in tournament. But
I'd compare them a lot to the bikes. They're on par. It depends on if you can.
I agree with that.
If you can afford the money to get 2 of these tanks. Remember, if you're Custodes, you're gold, but you need to buy that gold.
Exactly. Gold is at a premium. Okay, now the last grav tank we have here before we get into is that a Rhino?
Yeah. That's
Anthony made this list. Anthony, is that a Rhino? The blue one? Okay.
What is that one actually?
We have 2 experts here today.
That's the Caladius with the other weapon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay,
that's
so-
with the other weapon. I don't think that you don't see this one as much.
No.
The one with the two long ones, that's the Iliastis.
The Iliastis, yeah.
And then this one would be the, what was it
Blaze
called?
cannon.
The laser.
The laser, yeah.
the-
Two firing modes.
I think this is the one that's like just a bad choice, or like bottom of situational.
You're taking it's autocannons.
Yeah.
Not that good.
No. Bad?
I think it's just, and as long as you put it below the laser cannon, it's not that good. Like I think it's not even situational. It's bad.
Okay, that's what I agree.
With that-
I agree.
with
Let's put it in
that
bad.
loadout.
And then, are we taking this? Do we need to say anything about the Rhino? You are a Rhino. You're playing Custodes. You are a tank. You don't need to go inside a Rhino. You don't even need them to screen. What are you going to use a Rhino for if you're playing Custodes?
There is one interesting thing. First of all, this Rhino here, it's only for sisters to drive.
That's right. Yeah.
You could have some fun with the Witchseekers.
Drive the sisters around?
The Witchseekers, when they're inside a Rhino, can forward deploy as well, or get free movement. That's the limit of the fun. They don't have armor contempt, of course, I said before, so they're squishy.
Yeah, exactly. So no driving sisters around. That's not a strat.
They can walk on foot.
Okay, and then the last one before we go into flyers.
The Coronis grav-carrier.
Yep.
Not that good.
I think it's like a don't take. You don't see this anywhere. Nobody takes this. I'm going to put, I'll say the Rhino's even less taken. What do you think? Do you agree with that? No take. And then let me grab this because we do have this here.
So are we going to show it off and then put it where it belongs?
This is a really nice paint job too. We should when we do we get Justin on to do his Custodes reveal. We'll talk about it. But this is his, not this Justin, our friend Justin over here. And this is yours. Where'd you get this from?
This is the Aries.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a Forge World then. Oh my God, you broke it.
I broke the wing.
Amazing.
My God. Anthony, what did you do?
It's not my model. I didn't do it.
He came within 6 feet of it and he broke it. No, it's just magnetized really well. But yeah, these are so nice. Like, look at that. It reminds you of like some Star Wars shit or something, but it's really cool. No Disney stuff on here. Okay, let's rank it though. We're here to rank. I'll talk about models. Where do we got it?
Too expensive.
So we're not talking about that yet. We're talking about, is it that one? That's the one first, yeah.
One's a dropship and the other one's the gunship.
Yeah, so the gunship. This is the dropship?
That's the gunship.
That's the gunship. Where's the guns?
It's got a bomb.
Oh, okay.
It's got bombs. It should be a bomber.
It's going
not
like
a gunship.
It's going like U.S. Air Force style with the bombs like attached to the bottom. That's really cool.
So the point cost is expensive.
Justin, catch.
Don't do
Points-
that.
points-
I actually was scared.
What's it called? Point costs a lot.
It's like 400 or 450.
You don't see these.
You don't see
You're
it.
not going to bring these.
It's-
Flyers are not good in ninth anymore. You can't do engage on all fronts. You can't get objectives. Are the weapons that good that you're going to be taking these? I don't think so.
Not for the point costs.
No.
Point costs, wallet costs, and I don't think it's good.
Agree with that? With having both of these and don't take?
Yep.
Beautiful model. Buy them. Play with them. Throw them with your friends. Just don't let Anthony near them because they will break.
They'll actually break.
But yeah, they're definitely don't takes. And that is the end of the list. That's a very short list compared to what we were doing Eldar and Chaos, which were like 3 pages long. Yeah, Custodes. That's Custodes tier. If you guys disagree with anything here, let us know in the comments. Tell us what you think. Again, we go to a lot of tournaments. We play ITC, high-level players, and this is based off our experience playing against them, as well as your experience. He's a ITC player. And what do you think overall of this list? Like now that you're looking at it, like just there, anything you would move around?
Dreadnought, maybe I should move up a bit.
Which one?
The sword and board, maybe that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was thinking maybe there.
But everything else looks solid, honestly.
Yeah.
I think we're missing the venerable though, the venerable Dreadnought.
Oh yeah.
Venerable Contemptor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, go for it.
that's the one with the multi-melta and the fist, the one that you would have seen from, I think, the Betrayal Calth kit from a long time ago. In this book, though, it's pretty good. It's Venerable and Contemptor, so it has -1 damage, and it has a 6-up Feel No Pain. It has a 5-up Invuln, which is pretty decent. And lastly, it is just Custodes, so it has a 2-up to hit for melee and shooting. Much better than the Space Marines variant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The fact that it has a multi-melta and it's hitting on 2s, I think it's pretty good. It's probably near with the 3 Dreadnoughts there. It's a holy trinity of Dreadnoughts right there.
Okay. I agree.
I would probably put it in strong, just because.
Strong? Bottom of strong?
Yeah, right beside the Shield Dread.
Okay. All right. That's our Custodes tier ranking. Thanks, Justin. And Anthony for doing all this, even though you almost messed up the stream right before we started. One more thing, yeah.
Mario, if you break my model, I will punch you in the soul.
The solar wall.
And the Solar Watch, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. We're Northern Knights Gaming. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you like these videos, we will make more for you.